Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the Skol Side Minnesota Vikings podcast, and we have a great video for you guys today. We have two big names. Two names the Minnesota Vikings could be adding at the end of free agency and in the NFL draft. This is Minnesota Vikings rumors. We're going to be talking about Ereck Flowers potentially coming from the Washington Commanders and moving to guard to play for our Minnesota Vikings. And then Kyle Hamilton. This is a very interesting name in the draft that I'm going to be talking about because it's interesting, and I'm going to be giving you guys my case as to why soon. Anyways, thank you guys. Seriously, I'll make this quick. So much for the support on the channel recently. Best way to help me is subscribing. The channel's been amazing. This Vikings community it's phenomenal, and it's been a ton of fun doing this with you guys. Comment down below. You know I always ask for comments. Comments are they're my shit. I love when you guys comment on my video. But anyways, Ereck Flowers, Kyle Hamilton, let's talk about those two right now. All right, we'll start off with Ereck Flowers because he is rumored to be visiting the Vikings sometime this week. And honestly, as this video is out to you guys, he could already be visiting with the Minnesota Vikings. But Ereck Flowers, he's 27 years old, 6'6", 315 pounds. He was drafted in 2015, round 1, pick 9 by the New York Football Giants. So Ereck Flowers is originally a tackle. He's a big, sturdy, he's the prototypical left tackle, right tackle that was coming out of the league a couple years ago. And he has been kind of up and down in his NFL career. Injuries have kept him in and out of the lineup, and he really hasn't been able to live up to that number 9 overall selection that he was taken with in 2015. But this past year, he was with the Washington Commanders, and he showed some promise. He had a PFF grade of 72 overall and had a pass block of 78.1 and a run block of 64.4. Now, I know this could just be me thinking, I don't know if it's too much of Kevin O'Connell, but the fact that his pass block grade is a 78 and his run block is 64, I always think run blocking is more of a scheme grade for linemen. Obviously, you need to have the tenacity and form and technique and all that, but I think a lot of run blocking grades come from the offensive coordinator. So I think with Ereck Flowers, my case for the Vikings to get him is pass blocking is a lot of one-on-one. Like, there's no real scheme to it, especially as a tackle. You're going one-on-one with a dude. He's putting a move on you. You're trying to, stop him. And he had a 78.1 grade, and he only had a 64.4 run blocking grade. I think he had one of the more sneakier years for a tackle last season. It's just he was in Washington, and he didn't really get the credit he deserved because he only gave up 2 sacks on the entire year, and he was going against, you look at the edges he went against the whole year, they were some pretty strong edges. But obviously, we wouldn't bring him in to play tackle. We have Christian Za'Darius, we have Brian O'Neill. Honestly, one of the more underrated tackle duos in the NFL. So what would we bring him in to do? To play guard. He's 6'6", 315 pounds. Apparently, he's open to the idea. And bringing in Ereck Flowers, I understand the Vikings have a lot of concerns in the secondary. But if you could somehow bring in Ereck Flowers, let's say they sign him this week to 1 year, $4 million, or whatever the contract that's going to come out of it, and you go Christian Za'Darius left tackle, Ereck Flowers left guard, and then you draft Tyler Lindenbaum, the center from Iowa, at center, and then you go Ezra Cleveland, and then you go Brian O'Neill. The offense is complete. That's the best offense in the NFC. And I really mean that. I mean, that would be the best offense in the NFC. You would have 5 linemen, all phenomenal. A strong quarterback, great run game, great weapons. So the thing is with this Vikings roster, they can really commit to the offensive line just in the draft and free agency and really shore it up. And they haven't really addressed it this whole season. So Ereck Flowers, keep an eye on him. He's somebody that could be moving from tackle to guard and playing for the Vikings next year. He's a big dude. He's a mauler, really strong in pass block, which is obviously what we need. And yeah, Ereck Flowers potentially coming to our Minnesota Vikings. Okay, so Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. This guy, I've seen him going on mock drafts, number 1 overall, and then sometimes down to 25. I'm taking this as if he's on the board at 12, should the Vikings get him? There's no reason the Vikings should trade up for him. I just think the safety position is something the Vikings, they have Cam Bynum, Harrison Smith, don't really need to make an argument for that. But if he's at 12, which would be an incredible value pick. So our newest GM, if you guys know, he's a huge analytical guy. And I'm trying to go through his draft process. I was running through a couple mocks yesterday, and I had Kyle Hamilton still available at 12. And I really thought about it because Kyle Hamilton PFF has him ranked as the number 2 overall prospect. His PFF grades are not, jump out of the water good, but he's 6'4", 220 pounds. He is actually a taller, more athletic Harrison Smith. I'm so serious. Harrison Smith also went to Notre Dame. Kyle Hamilton playing at Notre Dame. So my argument for the Vikings to get him, if he was at 12, and let's just say none of the corners are there that you like, and let's just say Lindenbaum is gone, and you don't really have anybody you really, there's no corner or interior offensive lineman you really love, but Kyle Hamilton's still there. To pair up him and Harrison Smith, the tall, lanky safety duo from Notre Dame, maybe it wouldn't be the best thing for the team. The coverage in the back end, the blitz packages you could come up, because he is also sort of a box safety. He's literally a replica of Harrison Smith. If you watch those two play at Notre Dame, they're the same person. So if you could pair those two together, the coverage in the back end would be phenomenal. The way they could run cover 2 would be, it would be the best cover 2 in the league. Just the cornerback position would be an issue, but then you could also get creative with your scheme, your blitz pickup. Kyle Hamilton, he's a dog. Still, if he was available at 12, I don't think we need a safety, just mainly because I think Cam Bynum is one of the more underrated players in, frankly, the entire NFL, and I want to see him play. But if you can bring in Kyle Hamilton, and with this new 3-4 defense, you could play Kyle Hamilton at edge, you could play Harry at edge, you could do a lot. So I know taking a safety in the first round is one of those things that people kind of raise their eyebrow at, but if you are going to take a safety, this is the dude. This is the guy you would take. Tyler Lindenbaum are the 2 guys in this draft that I know won't be bust. Those are the 2 guys that I think have the highest floor and still have really, really high ceilings. Kyle Hamilton, let me know what you guys think about him down below. He's also 21 years old. Just flat 21. He just turned 21, so he has a ton of improvement. Get his body a little stronger. Let me know what you guys think down below. Ereck Flowers, Kyle Hamilton, Minnesota Vikings rumors. Thank you guys so much. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.